My name is Brack Duncan. I'm from Kentucky. I do a lot of things. Buddies of the Bluegrass is a nonprofit. I am no longer executive director, but I am still the owner. I was inspired by my friend Josh to found Buddies of the Bluegrass, so I was his direct support professional for about 5 years in Kentucky while I was a college student, and we spent every Friday together, and he just really impacted my life in a lot of ways. I struggled a lot with mental health in college, and I went to rehab for self-harm and substance abuse. The next year I had a suicide attempt and was in a psych ward for about a week. And after that was when I was just like, no, like this is not me, this is not how I'm going to be remembered. The year before I had done Mr. UK and I won that, so I danced in the competition and then tried out a sorority. They started a new philanthropy event called Kentucky's Got Talent, and they asked if I would come dance. And I was like, yeah, sure, that's what I do, I'd love to. And I asked Josh if he would like to dance with me, and we partnered with Shop Local Kentucky, a boutique in Lexington, and they agreed to donate $5,000 to Down syndrome research. So it was $1 every time the video of our dance was shared. And we reached that within about 20 hours. But like literally as we were walking off stage, Josh was like, that was cool, but I want to sing. And I'm like, I don't do that anymore, but I will give you a concert. So I didn't know what it was going to look like. It was really never supposed to become a nonprofit. It was just a concert for Josh. It's kind of crazy. I think even as a college student, and even now, like I didn't really understand how impactful that was, to found a nonprofit and to invest in people from your home state and, to work towards actively making a difference. It's just a part of who I am. My parents, they did a really great job raising me and my siblings to serve and to give back constantly. It feels good. It's just, I don't know, it kind of becomes a part of you, and just knowing like, I did this for somebody else and seeing how grateful other people are, but also keeping in mind, like, I can't do it by myself. We have a website, buddiesofthebluegrass.org, and at that website you can make donations directly to the nonprofit. We're a 501c3 organization, so you do get tax deductions. You can go to our shop. We have t-shirts, hats, stickers. Supporting our wear is, that's great because people see the name. You can talk about it like, hey, this is Buddies of the Bluegrass, check it out. Yeah, I mean, there are tons of ways to give back, especially with social media.
So you recently moved to New York City in a pandemic. How was that, and how do you feel now?
I had a great experience moving. I really lucked out with 2 awesome roommates and a great apartment in Washington Heights. I love this picture. This girl, her name is Erica Cruz. She's super cool. We met this day, literally like as I was snapping the photo, and E! News took a photo very similar. It says, change is here. And I ran to Times Square right when we found out Joe Biden won the election, and it was crazy. There was so much energy, and it was like a good moment in a bad time. This wall's not finished yet, and my bed's kind of a disaster. But so this was the same day. I took this right after I took the picture of Erica. I love that. I think it's I don't know, it's just cool. It's a cool picture. This one is a self-portrait that I did. I was just feeling super creative that night, and I did it in 5 minutes, and it turned out to be really good. I really like this picture. It's simple. The clock in Grand Central Station, but it's time never stops. And no matter how many times if you try to recreate this exact same photo, it'll probably never turn out the same. And I love that about photography, that every day you can get something brand new. I wasn't going to move to New York. I was going to spend a year traveling the world, and then COVID happened, and my trip wasn't gonna happen anymore. And I started thinking what am I gonna do? I had already made plans to leave. And I'm like, well, I always said I was gonna move to New York. I want to be an actor. Now's the time to do it. I didn't have a job for a while. and that was hard. I got COVID in January, and the city, if you test positive for COVID, they'll let you quarantine in a hotel for 2 weeks for free. Free meals 3 times a day. So that ended up being a blessing. You know, it saved me money, and in those 2 weeks is when I got my job offers, and I got a few at once. I'm a Christian, and I remember, you know, just telling God, like, if you want me to stay, you have to give me a job because I cannot stay if I'm not making money. And they started rolling in, and now looking back, even just like a month ago, 2 months ago, I feel like a different person. My favorite thing to do is literally just to get ready. I love looking fly, getting on the subway, going to Midtown, Times Square. I love doing the touristy things. Just walking around, going into restaurants, going into coffee shops, making friends. I'm a talker. I love to meet people.
Happy birthday. Have a great day.
What would you say to an artist or just like someone in the creative field who felt like you did like a few years ago, where they feel like it's going nowhere? What would you say to them?
It's always going somewhere. You have to keep that in mind. Like, even when it looks slow, you are further along than you think. And sometimes your next step looks like moving 14 hours away from the only place you've ever known as home. Sometimes it looks like auditioning for a community play, a musical. I mean, there are always options, and it's baby steps. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm so much further than I was a year ago.